Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. Oh man, so we have some interesting things from Colin Cowherd here that he was talking about the Indiana fever that I think fits well with some of the things we've been saying lately, but really for a lot of the last season as well. When we talk about the old guard, the WNBA fans and media and the attitude that they have, and then I'm going to give you a flashback something he said almost like 9 years ago that is absolutely relevant to right now and relevant to the comments he made here. So let's dig in. I want to hear I'm going to give you my thoughts on this. I want to hear what you think as well. This is a little over a minute long.
There's these people who are fans of indie bands, international soccer, and the WNBA. They have this gatekeeping mentality.
Okay, before he goes, I just got to say he's right on the indie bands and he's right on the WNBA, but come on. Don't be taking shots at international soccer like that, Colin, okay? You're 2 out of 3, so that's not bad.
He'll tell you who's great. Colin, I was watching the WNBA long before Caitlin Clark. Well, yeah, it's not my problem your social life was boring. I'm not going to apologize for watching it when it got really interesting. And I've said this about Steph Curry. I love Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler and pods. But if you take Steph Curry out of the Warriors, they're kind of boring. And if you take Caitlin Clark out of the WNBA and her team, it's not the same. She's packing now larger arenas. She's taking and making shots nobody's ever done in the history of the sport. She is Steph Curry. I mean, there's a reason the NBA puts Steph Curry on Christmas. And privately, the NBA with Steph Curry out of the playoffs knows Minnesota's not going to get the same number. WNBA players weirdly have been fighting growth. Stop fighting the truth. Get out of your own way. It is a bad look. She is a fascinating player, and it must be exhausting hating new cool things. And there's these.
Oh my goodness, Colin. Welcome aboard, my friend. First of all, he's right about the Warriors. Second of all, as I'm listening to that, it made me think to, someone I've mentioned a lot because I loved watching him play was Allen Iverson. And I thought about the team when he was here that it was really good, maybe what, like 4, 5, 6, 7 years into his career, the one that went to the NBA finals. Oh my goodness, that team. I'm thinking of that roster. That would have been such a, no offense to any of them. I love that team, but that would have been such a boring team to watch without Allen Iverson on that team. Um, so yeah, this gatekeeping stuff, it makes no sense. The players, the whole league, and this goes back to the problem with the NBA giving them the money. They've never had to fight for growth in order to survive. So why would they fight for growth? They don't want everything that comes with it. And we all know that there are a whole lot of positives to fame, whether it's being an actor, a musician, or an athlete, and there are negatives too. But if you want all the good, you are going to get the bad. That's just sort of it. You're going to get more attention positively and negatively. You're going to hear criticism because, like Colin was kind of saying there, you are going to get media now that never talked about you, that's going to talk about you, and it's not going to be rah, rah, we love you. Sometimes it is. But when you go out there and stink up the joint, you're going to hear about that too. And that's just the way it is. But the biggest thing is they don't want fans who think differently than them. That's the biggest problem. They don't want new fans. Without new fans, you have nothing. You have nothing because guess what? Fans you have now don't, no, they're not going to live forever. I mean, I don't want to get morbid and all, but you need new fans. You need new blood. And that's how you grow. And this bizarre idea that you can't be a fan now if you weren't a fan before, it's just so hard for a rational person to wrap their brain around the absurdity of it. This idea that you want to keep more people from liking this thing when you need them to survive. Think- let's get, because I know there's a whole lot of baggage that comes with it when you get talk about the activism and the Renee Montgomerys and Sheila Johnsons of the world. Now let's just talk about, how about Apple? Can we talk about the iPhone for a second? Can you imagine Apple being like, "You're new to the iPhone? You want to switch? You want to switch from Google Pixel? You want to switch from Samsung Galaxy? I'm sorry, we can't do that. If you weren't an iPhone customer a decade ago, you are not going to be an iPhone customer now. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And it sounds absurd. Does not that sounds absurd, right? It is absurd, but that's what the WNBA was doing, and that's what Colin is trying to address here. Absolutely wild. But I want to play one other clip and shout out to Nay for finding this because this is from yeah, like 9 years ago. 9 years ago. And kudos for Colin for saying this. And I'll get to that in a minute as to why too.
The WNBA attendance, not good. The WNBA ratings, not good. The WNBA salaries, not good. It's not working because you, the consumer, don't want it, and I'm never going to cover anything because I feel it's a movement. I will cover women's sports should be covered when they're great. Otherwise, you're patronizing them. You're patting them on the head. You go, girl. I'm not interested. The WNBA.
Well, damn, Colin. Is he wrong though? And in watching that, I'm thinking because again, you try and take the what people will call political stuff out of it and the whole, gender nonsense and this and that, and think of all. And you could do research on it. The Olympics are a great example, although there are obviously a ton more sports that the sports media that we're all familiar with never ever talk about, even men's. Because why? Because it doesn't have much of an audience, because most people find it boring, and we all have limited time. We all have limited entertainment time. And if we're going to fill that with sports, we're going to be very selective. I am not going to choose the WNBA if I have one of my Philly teams on, unless maybe it's Caitlin Clark, right? I'm going to watch my Phillies, my Sixers, my Eagles, my Flyers, unless it's Caitlin Clark. I will watch a great matchup in the NFL. I will watch UFC unless maybe it's Caitlin Clark. And to be fair, the Indiana Fever, because I will tell you, that team, when she's playing, is an exciting team to watch. Okay, I want to be sure to give that credit. It's not just Caitlin Clark in that example. But what he's saying here is the product isn't any good. No one's watching it. Why would we cover it? And a lot of people think, no, no, you have to cover it because I don't know why really. Women? Is that it? Because again, there are a whole lot of men's sports that are not covered on a regular basis by the media. When it grows big enough, there will be. But as long as the old guard WNBA continues with their nonsense and continues to try and ban and alienate new fans who are willing to give it a shot, new Caitlin Clark fans who are willing to see what other teams and players have to offer, if they continue to bash them, continue to attack them, many of them are going to say, well, they'll continue to watch Caitlin Clark, but that's it. That is all you're going to get. They will watch Caitlin Clark, and when Caitlin Clark retires, they will be done. And then where will the WNBA be then? This stuff's just absolutely wild. It's fascinating. I do not understand this mentality of gatekeeping a sports league. Please, please, in the comments below, let me understand what is happening. I'm going to leave it there. Appreciate you checking out this video. As always, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Really do appreciate it. And I will talk to you later.